Hi, welcome back. So in this video, we're going to look at doing some basic internet searching. Now that you've learnt your keyboard skills, you should be able to type better on the device to do some internet searching. So the internet, for anybody that's new, is a place where information is stored. So any company that has a website, any person might have information stored that they've created, all our Facebook pages, all our emails, everything's stored up on the internet. And to access that information, we have to use what's called a search engine. So in this case, the search engine that we're going to use is Chrome, Google Chrome that we're going to use. And what that does, and it will all become clearer as we go along, we put into the search engine what we want to look at. So for example, if we want to look at BBC News, we will type that in. And the search engine goes off to where all the information is stored on the internet, and it will look for pages that contain the word BBC News. And then it brings that search back to us, and it could bring us back 5 or 6 pages, and we will pick the one that we want to read. And this happens every time you do a search on the internet. It doesn't just bring you one page back, it brings you back multiple pages for you to have a look and decide which one it is that you want to look at. And all this will become clearer through the next few videos on searching the internet. So we're going to start with Google Chrome, which is this icon here. You can also, as you progress, you can also use the search box up here as well. Once you get more into Google, both of those are places to search to use the internet. But for now, I'm just going to show you the Google Chrome icon because that's one of the more popular ones that you will be using. So we'll just do a quick tap on there and just open it up. And this is the Google page. So I'm just going to show you a couple of things to start with, and I will show you other things as we progress through this course. So the first thing, we know we're on Google because Google's got its big branding word there in the colours that Google always use. Underneath this, we have our search box just here. This is our search box. The reason we know it's a search box, and this applies to every website, is you can see the magnifying glass just there. Whenever you see a magnifying glass, you know it's a search box. So you're typing in to search for something. We've also got a microphone here on the right hand side, and I will show you that in other videos, how to use the microphone to search Google. The other things that you can see on the page, we're not going to cover just yet. We will come back to some of those later. But just for the purpose of this video, we're just going to do a simple Google search. So we'll just start off. Very simple for those that are brand new, and I'm going to tap in the box. So if you remember from the last video, we have to tap where we want to type. So we know we've got to type in this search box to start searching Google. So I'm just going to tap next to the magnifying glass. So you can see what's happened there, and you might think that you've lost or the page has disappeared, that the word Google's disappeared, and the cursor is now up at the top here, flashing away on its own, but there's no Google on the page in the middle anymore. And that's perfectly fine, you don't need to worry about that. It's just giving us space now to do our search. We know we're still in Google because it says there and there at the top. So don't worry when that happens and Google disappears, it's perfectly normal. So I'm just going to type in the word, we'll just type in the word cat, see what we can find out about cats. Whoops, just make sure we type it correctly. And we're going to just type search at the end. So if you look on my keyboard, the blue box has now got a magnifying glass in it, and that's saying if I tap that, it will search the internet. Yours might just be the enter key. It might be blue, it might be white with an arrow on, but it will always be in that place. So let's just give that a tap and see what comes up. So we've put in quite a broad search term there for Google. So it's going to bring us a lot of different things up. So let's have a look at what we've got. We could have got more specific by the type of cat. We could have put different search terms in. We could have put how to train a cat, cat beds. We could have put anything in there, cat food, but we're just keeping it very simple to start with. So as I say, Google brings up all kinds of different pages for us to consider. And what I want you to be aware of before you do any more harder, complicated or next level searching of the internet is that this Google page here, and we know we're still in Google because it says at the top, has brought up all of this information, but we're not quite on the internet yet. So each little block, if I want you to just look at this page when you do it, and you can see a white square around each search. So let me just show you there. You can see where it says cat. We've got this white square all the way around. It ends there and it ends there just at the top, because you can see there's a very small gap just here between that box and the next box. So that's a box on its own full of information, and in this case it's showing us images of cats, which we could tap on and look at those pictures. So what I'm going to do now is, if you remember, we scroll down a page to see more information, because if you just always remember that there's a lot more down the page than the screen. The screen can't show us everything. This page could go on for 500-600 listings. It will just keep on going and going for quite a long time as we scroll down. But it usually brings us the best results at the top of Google for us. So to scroll down, I'm just going to put my finger on the right hand side, just outside of these white boxes. If I tap a white box, I'm going to end up going onto that web page, which I don't want to do right now. So I'm going to put my finger in this area here, and I'm going to scroll up there away from the boxes. You might see my little white dot moving as I scroll up. So here we've got another box, and this is from Wikipedia. Wikipedia is an online encyclopedia. So you can see the white box edging. Here it's telling me that this is from Wikipedia. We've got a couple of sentences, and we've got some information here about cats. We've got the history of cats there. See what else we've got. Antibiotics, different colours. And then that section ends right there. Then we've got another section starting here on breeds of cats. So you will see on yours, if you keep scrolling down, that the boxes in white, there's always a gap in between. Then we're getting into, that's more Wikipedia. So we've got another website here, and there's just in another box called iCatCare.org. You can probably see that just there. Thinking of getting a cat. So for anybody who might be wanting to buy a cat, this is probably a good place to start. We'll just go down a bit more, and then we're into Cats Protection. Again, a separate listing on this page. You can see Cats Protection, and this is the website for Cats Protection, www.cats.org.uk. That's their website, and that's just the headline saying what the website is all about. So that's the first thing that I want you to look for when you're searching. When you do a search, Just have a look and see if you can see that on your page and just see the boxes and that they're all separate. So that's your first job, to go ahead and do that, and then we'll continue in the next video.